Ooh, welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Bank Phillies podcast. I'm your host, Pete, along with my co-host, Henry. What is up, my guy?
I'll take 3 or 4. I'll take 3 or 4.
We will take 3 or 4. I would have loved to sweep. I called it. I almost did. I
Yeah,
said go get a sweep,
yeah.
but they just couldn't do that. I
Nope.
don't. This is what it is,
Rob
though.
Thompson had other plans, but we'll get
He
into it.
had other plans indeed. Listen, we gotta be happy that we got 3 out of 4. We won the
Oh,
series.
yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
just with how the last couple months have gone, at least. So
Right,
that's good.
right. Yeah, it was honestly, it was very nice to,
Yeah.
not have to worry, really.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I was at the
exactly.
game today, and, it got hairy, and
Mhm.
obviously they ended up losing,
Yeah.
but I was just like, "Eh, it's whatever." How we lost is another story,
Yeah,
which
exactly,
we'll get
which
into
we'll
again,
we'll get
but
into, but it's the whole weekend. I mean, it was
yeah,
was good.
it was a nice stress-free kind of thing, you know what I'm saying?
And we talked about it. They needed that, like, going into the series, like one of those, even with the Miami series, even though they split with them, but then going into the Washington series, it's like, all right, you really need to gain some momentum here, win some games, get your groove back, especially going into this road trip they're gonna have going to Atlanta and Kansas City. Two good teams, by the way.
Right.
And it's gonna be tough. So they needed to get their groove back in this series, which I think they did.
Yeah,
Regardless of what happened
yeah,
today,
yeah,
they
yeah, of course.
they got some
I mean,
groove
they
back.
did score 4 runs today. It's not terrible,
No, exactly. Yeah, I mean the offense. They try
and
to
that
keep
was
them in
the
the
B
game.
lineup. Let's be
Yeah,
real.
yeah, exactly. So listen, we got 3 out of 4, so it's okay. And
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Braves won again tonight or today, which don't like,
Oh, I'm
but
so
whatever. I
scared.
mean, it is what it is. So
I'm not worried
would
about those
would have
dudes.
liked some momentum going into that series,
I'm
but
not worried about those dudes, man,
it's all
at
good.
all, at all.
No, no. But real quick, first, before we get into the series review, I just want to bring up some of the pregame ceremony they did today for Alumni Weekend.
Mhm.
And they brought out a bunch of players over the years. A lot that they had big moments at Citizens Bank Park because it is the 20th anniversary this year of when Citizens Bank Park opened in 2004. It was really cool to watch. I know you were at the game, so you saw it in
Yeah,
person.
yeah,
I got to watch it on Twitter, and I literally stopped myself what I was doing at work just to watch it because I needed
yeah,
to.
yeah.
But what did you think of it? I thought it was great.
It was awesome, and, we talked a little bit before, we started recording. I love the fact that, the Phillies always do these things very well.
They
They
do.
always manage to do it all the right way. For example, I actually want to point this out too. This was this yesterday, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah, yesterday. They honored Dave Montgomery.
Yes,
The
they did.
old he was a CEO and
Mhm.
ownership partner or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Back when those were the teams we grew up watching.
yeah.
And he actually, I don't know if you watch it on TV or anything, but he actually came up with the idea for Citizens Bank Park.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They were
So
talking
they
about that.
name so they named the angled wall out there Monty's Angle, which
Which
I
is
thought
cool.
was, dude, it's so cool.
It
Now you
is.
see something up there and it's like it's just like it means something now. You
It
know what I'm
does.
saying? And it gives imagine Fransky calling an inside the park home run off of Monty's angle. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's just
Exactly.
something cool. It's something really
It
cool.
is.
But they did a really good job with celebrating the guys who were there at first
Mhm.
and kind of following everything, but still having the guys that were at Citizens Bank Park,
Yeah.
but honored people that were all the way up until 2023. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it was just really cool. It was really cool to see. You got guys like Jim Thome and Bryce Harper on the same field, or
Yeah.
Ranger Suarez and Aaron Rowan. It's just
Yeah,
so cool.
exactly.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like
I love
yeah.
seeing Aaron Rowan out there, man. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
like he was my first T-shirt jersey that I ever had. I think
That's
he was
awesome.
one of my first favorite Phillies. So that was really cool. And I got to meet Bobby Abreu, so that was pretty cool too.
There you go. Yeah, they do everything well. Every year they do it, and they usually
Yeah,
do it around this time.
yeah,
And I think it's awesome. I saw somebody on Twitter earlier saying like they were just hating, but they're like, "Oh, this is kind
dude,
of awkward sometimes when they do this every year." And it's like, dude,
trolls.
how can you say
They act
that?
like Lenny Dykstra's strutting across the field in his
Yeah,
jailhouse shackles. Give me a break.
But like,
Like,
I just don't understand, and I don't appreciate that. Just because I think it's great when teams and organizations they go back and they appreciate the history of the team and all the good times and good memories that they've had. You know,
yeah,
with the organization, it's like that type of
100%.
stuff means a lot to fans,
Yeah,
and when you recognize them, that means a lot to those players as well. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Even whether
Oh
they
yeah,
won a championship or not in that town, and they did
right.
something good
Hmm.
for the organization. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's a good thing to see, and I think they put it together well today, having everybody walk out, and there was
Yeah.
different moments that they had at
Mhm.
Citizens Bank Park from when it first opened in '04
Yeah.
till now,
It
and
was
it was almost kind of like a generation thing, like almost
right.
an era
No,
thing.
it was. And that's what I'm saying. Like you had the alumni on the one side of the field, and it was funny. They had chairs and the other
Mm,
guys didn't, which I thought was
yeah,
kind of funny because like all those
yeah,
guys are older. Like
yeah,
they
yeah.
can't, like there's a lot of older guys out there.
Oh yeah.
But Kruk got a huge ovation.
Mm,
Um Larry Boa got a huge ovation. But like you said, it's like generations. And it's funny because when Citizens Bank Park opened in '04,
mm,
I was 5 years old or
yep.
about to be 5 years old.
Hmm.
So the first teams I remember were there. I had no idea, obviously, that it was a new
Yeah,
ballpark.
yeah,
But like from 6 years old, 6 years old on, I kind of that's where I really started to like understand kind of what was going on with baseball. And like
yeah.
I remember Jim Tomey. I remember when he came back the second time. I remember Bobby Abreu because we traded him, and that's what
Hmm.
ended up like giving us a World Series essentially down the road. I
Yeah.
remember Aaron Rowan running into the wall and breaking his nose. I remember the Utley hit, like just everything.
Yeah.
Like I remember all that stuff, and to see those guys with the guys that now I'm talking about on a podcast
Yeah.
weekly or twice a week, like it's just so crazy to
It
see the
is.
guys that I'm cheering for now, and Bryce Harper, who is probably my favorite Philly of all time. I'll just go
Hmm.
out and say it. He's probably my favorite Philly of all time.
Oh yeah.
And the guys that I grew up that formed me into the baseball fan I am today, it's just so
Hmm.
cool to see.
Yeah. For sure. And like it's like you almost get like emotional and you get chills like when you see
Yeah.
like these videos that they put together. I know we were talking about the one that they did today with
Mhm.
showing all things over the years and stuff like that.
Right.
Where it's just like you kind of sit there and it's like yeah, like back then, like when it first opened up, like same thing for me. Like I was a lot younger, I didn't really understand much or whatever really, but then I started kind of getting into it, and it's just like you see all these moments now leading up to what we have and what we're in, and
Right.
yeah,
Right.
they did skip a lot of those years where it was, like, tough because not much was really going on, so you really
No,
can't
no,
talk
no,
about anything.
no John Mayberry Jr. tributes.
Yeah, exactly,
Sad.
but
Yeah.
but still, it's just cool, like, guys like, seeing Jimmy Rollins, Ryan Howard, Carlos Ruiz, like,
Dude,
and they honored Carlos Ruiz the day before and gave him
yeah.
the home plate base, from I
Yeah.
think when he caught I
The
think it was
no
Cole
hitter
Hamels.
the no hitter
Yeah,
in
which was
Chicago.
cool to see because I love
Yeah.
Carlos Ruiz, man, he's
Yeah.
great, so it's
He
cool.
is one of the most beloved Phillies. Like I don't think you ask anybody
Mhm.
about Carlos Ruiz and what their opinion is, nobody will say that they don't like him.
No.
Like nobody. And there's not many players like that, but
Mm,
nobody will say. And it kind of made me sad earlier when I was watching the ceremony and I was walking
mhm.
and they were announcing each moment and then the players would come out to their like after they announced their moment.
Yeah,
Well, they announced they showed the moment of the Holiday no-hitter.
yeah.
And I was like, for I don't know why, because obviously he's passed away.
Mhm.
I was like, maybe Roy Halladay's here. And then I was like, no, he can't be like he passed away. And
Yeah,
like
he's not
he was
here.
my favorite pitcher of all time.
Yeah,
Still is, always probably always will be.
yeah.
Like he's just so he was just so unbelievable. And to pass away at the young age that he did, but he was not a Philly for long, but he made a serious impact.
He did.
A serious impact. And it just kind of sucked because I was like, I would love to see him and Carlos Ruiz like
Oh, yeah.
doing what him and Lidge did the other day with the first pitch. Like that's the stuff I want to see, but you can't do it. You know what
Yeah, and
I'm saying?
it
It
is
sucks.
sad
It really
because
sucks.
you see, like, Ruiz, and he's emotional, and he's been there The
Yeah.
last couple of times they've involved Holiday and like an honor and stuff like
Yeah,
that, he's
yeah.
been there for it, and it's just
Unveiled his
like,
Wall of Fame plaque, everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like that type of stuff. It's like it means so much to the fan base, the
Yeah.
organization,
Yeah.
everybody, because he, like you said, he wasn't here really long, but he made an impact. So
Yeah. I mean,
everybody
he
remembers what
threw a
he
perfect
does.
game. He threw a playoff no-hitter, which
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, other than Bedlam at the Bank, I guess,
Hmm.
that no-hitter in the playoffs call is
Oh
Fransky's
yeah.
best call. Because he's,
Yeah.
like, shaking. You can hear it in his voice. Like, he's, like,
Literally.
shaking. He's like, "Oh, unbelievable." Like, it just
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's
It's such a
awesome.
cool call. Like, it's gonna live on forever. And
Oh
I
yeah.
think that kinda puts a bow on this whole thing. Like, you have to honor these guys while they're here. You know what I'm
Oh yeah.
saying? Because like, not and this is not to get too deep on this or whatever,
Mm-mm.
but like you got to honor these guys while they're here because you don't know how much longer they got left.
Yeah.
Harry Callis, I mean, he passed the year after we won a World Series. Like
Hmm.
he had his moment to call the World Series, and he passed a year later. God forbid
Yeah.
we don't win that series. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta
Yeah.
take advantage of these moments while they're here, and you gotta honor these people while they're here.
For
Because you
sure.
can only build so many statues, and you can only put so many Wall of Fame plaques up. So
Yep. Well said. Well said. I agree, man. It was the whole weekend was good because I know they were doing all a bunch of honors the whole weekend, and today
yeah,
kind of capped it off. So
right,
it
right.
was just it was put together well, and I love seeing that. I love that this time of the year when they honor those players, and it's good to appreciate the history of the team. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
and,
And
and it's funny because like sometimes, like some of the time guys were coming up like being announced, and my
yeah,
dad was here yesterday, and he was
mhm,
talking about he was like, "Oh, this guy was blah da 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 da," da," and like Manny Trio, he was the 1993 NLCS MVP. Like,
yeah,
and I have no idea who that guy is up until
yeah,
like last year. But it's
yeah.
like guys you don't even know about that shaped this franchise into what they are today. Like, it makes you appreciate it even more because you're learning. Like, we know a lot about the Phillies, but we're learning new things every day.
Of
You
course.
know, every game, like, we're learning new things all the time. So,
Absolutely. And I always like seeing like Charlie Manuel come out in the field
oh,
because
dude,
you know what, he's such a humble guy, and he still is even
he
at
is,
his
he is,
age. And he was always the type of guy who never wanted the spotlight on him, but was always on the team, the players. He you know what I'm
yep,
saying, like, and like I always like think back to like when they won the World Series, and he says this is for Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? Like he was
yeah,
just such a selfless person, and he still is to this day. Like you can even
yeah,
tell the way he walks on the field. Gives a little wave, whatever, and that's it. Like he's
yeah,
just not like he's just that type of guy, and I love seeing that, man. It's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
It's
And
great.
the extension of him, I think, is Jim Thome.
Hmm.
Like, because he made Jim Thome like what he was as
Yeah.
a hitter and everything else. He was. I don't know if you know this. He was Charlie Manuel worked with Cleveland. He was Jim
I
Thome.
think I
He was
remember a
he
little
was
bit of
a
it.
coach
Yeah.
for Jim Thome. I don't know in what capacity,
Hmm.
but Jim Thome got him the Phillies managing job. He was like,
Wow.
"This is the guy for the job," and he
Yeah.
was the guy for years.
Hmm.
So it's just so cool to see all those connections and see all those guys like getting along all the time.
Oh,
Like just
absolutely.
it's so cool. Like when they say a Phillies family, like they're not kidding.
No, not at all.
Like an old player called in a WIP today, unprompted,
Yeah.
unprompted for God's sake. Like that's the kind of fan base we have here. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
For
Whether they
sure.
say
Right.
bad things or good things or criticize or not, that's the kind of fan base that this city and this like whole thing has. It's
Damn
amazing.
right.
It's amazing.
Damn right. We love it. We love it. Yeah. So really put together well. It was awesome. Great to see.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Didn't think we
very
would do
emotional.
13 minutes on that, but
Yeah,
hey.
but hey, listen, it's worth it, man. It's worth
Yeah.
it. So,
Oh, definitely, definitely.
so let's transition into this 4-game series that we had with the Washington Nationals. We took 3 out of 4 from them, like we said earlier. Would have loved to see a sweep, but can't get everything you want in life. So it is what it is. So we'll get into the first game on Thursday. Phil's get the 13-3 win. Bowman and Cassidy both went deep early in the game, and after that, offense really never looked back for the most part. They had a good pitching performance by Wheeler, who looked to be on his game. And then Weston Wilson had himself a night as he hit for the cycle and was the first one to do so at CBP since David Bell back in 2004. I mean, dude, Weston Wilson
Yeah, of
hitting
all
for
the
the
people.
cycle.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
come on, but it's awesome. That was an
Yeah,
awesome
yeah.
moment for him,
Did
man.
did you hear what he said about Harper?
Yes,
after the
like how?
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. For people who didn't see it, they were like, "Oh, how aware were you that you were a double away from the cycle?" He goes, "I was very aware because Harper was on the top step of the dugout going, 'Don't stop until you get to second.'"
Yeah, just kept reminding him, just
That was
kept
pretty
letting him
cool.
know. That's
Not
awesome.
gonna
I mean,
lie, I thought they were gonna take that double away from him. That was like
yeah.
an error. I don't know about. I'm not
Hey,
hating. I just
hey,
I'm not hating. It came
it
in
is
out
what
of
it
the glove.
is.
That's all I'm gonna say. But no, it was really cool to listen to and whatnot. But I don't like. Yeah, I mean,
It was a good
it's
game. I
cool.
mean,
Yeah,
it was needed.
there's nothing. I have no criticism. Like,
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The offense was on, pitching was good. I mean, and you're getting performances from guys like Wilson, which
mm,
is good to see because
yeah,
it makes you wonder, like, okay, could this guy be good for us, like maybe in October? You know what I'm saying? If he
right.
makes the playoff roster and come
Yeah,
off the
yeah.
bench against lefties, because the Nationals they threw out like three lefties the
Yeah,
first
three
three
lefties
games.
in a row. Yeah,
So a guy like him, as a righty, I mean, hey, that helped. That's awesome to see. We need that because listen. We had to deal with Merrifield and like Pache in the first half of the season, and people were wondering like, where was this guy? Somebody's like, oh well, he was raking in AAA. It's like there
yeah.
was no
He
room
was.
for him. So and now he's
Yeah,
here. So which
yeah,
is
yeah.
good.
Yeah, and the cool thing about Wheeler doing so well was, he never plays good against the Nationals. For
He doesn't.
whatever
I
reason, the
I
last
saw a
few
stat
years
about that.
yeah, he has, like, a fairly poor record against the Nationals as a club,
Very surprising.
and I don't know if it's just I mean, some pitchers just have that one club that hits them all really well all the time, but he
Yeah,
shut that down yesterday or, Friday, so that was good. I
yeah,
was glad to see that
yeah.
for
No, it
sure.
was
Or,
good game overall.
Thursday, whatever.
Yeah, Thursday. It was a good game overall. Nothing really to complain about.
No.
The seeing the cycle was really awesome. But yeah, so then we move on to game two on Friday. Phillies get a 3-2 win off a walk off from Trey Turner. It was a quiet game. The Phillies held a 2-0 lead for most of the game up until the ninth inning. When Carlos Estevez came in to get the save, and I do feel like um, Scott Francie might have jinxed him a little bit because they were talking about the whole thing where like he hasn't given up much runs in the his last couple of like
Mhm.
you know
Yeah. He was
performances
on
or
a streak
whatever.
for earned runs,
Yeah,
yeah.
a streak or whatever. And I'm like, all right, like let's just wait to see what happens after. And
Yeah.
lo and behold, he struggled a whole lot and ended up giving up 2 runs to tie the game, which was just not great to see. I mean, it is what it is. I know, pitchers go through those moments where it's just, they just don't have it, or whatever. But I mean, it's the Nationals, man. Come on.
I
It's
know.
just I thought it was gonna be a stress-free night, and it was just
Yeah,
like, all right,
yeah.
here we go again. And then,
But it
the
also
next
shows you that the team can be resilient.
no, for sure. And I get that, which is good.
Yeah.
I like to see the
But
resilient
it's the
and it's
Nationals. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But the Philly next inning though, Phillies offense woke up at a good time. Marsh got on with a double, and then eventually bases were loaded and Turner walked it off. I thought it was gonna go out of the park, but hey, I'll take it off the wall as well. It doesn't matter either way. They just needed one more run in, so which is good. And I thought they were gonna sell for a second. I thought I was like, listen, if we can't get in with bases loaded against the Nationals, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah.
But they got it
Yeah.
done, so
Yeah.
it's good.
I thought that ball was gonna go out.
I did too.
That would
And,
have been
and
cool.
and of all people, it was against Kyle Finnegan, who remember he was we
Oh
were in
yeah.
trade rumors about getting him and Lane Thomas,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I guess in the end
Dude,
I'm
Lane
okay with.
Thomas is doing terrible for the Guardians right now.
Yeah,
He's like,
I
dude,
haven't seen
he
much
went
of him.
hitless for like 12 games.
Wow,
Yeah. Yeah. It was bad.
unfortunate is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good game Friday night. Nola pitched okay. He did what he had to do. Again, I brought up to you. It seems like he always struggles to get that one out to get out of the inning, which happened
Always.
again. And it's just like,
He
all
shouldn't have
right.
been in that long anyway.
No, well, yeah,
111 pitches is a lot.
you said it yourself. You're like, I don't like that he went 111
No,
pitches.
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's like,
I
hey,
don't. Well, because it's not like he was blowing them away.
no, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was shutting them down, but
Mhm.
I mean, it wasn't like he only had one base runner or something.
Well, he did just enough to get us through most of the game, and then when
Oh,
Estevez
100%.
came
But
in,
he wasn't at a point where you're like, I can't take him out. Got to ride the hot hand. That's
yeah,
not what it
exactly.
was.
Who else? Who pitched from the bullpen that night? I gotta look. Oh, Strom came in. Strom pitched pretty good. Hoffman pitched a good game, and yeah, and then Estevez came in.
What is going on with Jeff Hoffman?
I don't know.
We can
Listen,
get into that for the last game.
no, I know, but I'm saying it gives you the question with Estevez, like, is he trustworthy in that closer role? Do you still trust him for right now?
I mean, people have off nights. It just happened to be that his might have came at a bad time. That's all.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
he
way
got
I
the
look
win.
at it.
Yeah,
He does give up a lot of hard contact, though.
he does. I
But
was
I mean,
like,
I trust him until something really bad happens,
true.
which it
That is
might be
true.
too late by then. But you know,
Yeah, I don't want to think about that.
yeah, me
So moving on to game three, Phillies get the 5-1 win behind a complete game performance from Christopher Sanchez, who was just on fire for the whole game. Phillies offense gave him some help as well, so that was also good to see. But dude, Sanchez, man, I mean,
yeah.
it's got
He's
to be a
been,
star in the making, bro. I mean, come on.
yeah. I mean, Rob Thompson said it. He's the one on a lot of teams.
Hmm.
He's
For
really
sure.
good, and
Yeah.
getting that extension done too. That
Hmm.
was huge.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
And I mean, he hasn't been like. There's been some games he's had some downtime, whatever. I mean, it's
of
just
course.
against the Diamondbacks he really struggled, but this
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
good bounce back game for him. I mean, you could just see his confidence always building after these type of performances. And I
Right,
mean, complete game. It's just like, dude, like can't ask for much more than that. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Especially when the offense is on too, is in the same game.
No, yeah. It was nice to see him get some run support.
Hmm.
And I thought the offense was going to really sputter, and they just came alive. So it was good to see. Um, and it's small ball. Like a lot of it's small ball. It's
Yeah,
huge. It's really good to watch. So
yeah, and
that's a big thing. It's getting, I think, overlooked a little bit.
for sure. I mean, you can go back to game two real quick. I mean, extra innings when Stevenson he laid that perfect bunt down and to
Yes.
get on base, and it's like, dude, like that right there is what we're talking about. Small
Yeah.
ball. It doesn't always have to be a homer. Just
Yep.
get on base. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Just do that and then get people home, please. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
definitely good to see because you didn't see that too much, early in the year maybe and last year. So
Right.
really good to
Right.
see. Okay, and then we get into today's game, game four. Phil State a 6-4 loss. Taiwan Walker had another terrible performance. Simple as that. Offense got off to a hot start. They went up 2-0 early, but Walker couldn't hold the lead, gave up some homers. Phil's got back into the game later on with back-to-back homers from Marsh and Stott, which is really good to see because
Yes.
we know that Stott and Marsh have been looking kind of lost at the plate, especially Stott.
Yeah.
So it's good to see him hitting. In the eighth and the ninth inning, bullpen really struggled as Washington put on some insurance runs. Phil's bats couldn't get going in ninth for a rally, but Phil's take 3 out of 4. Today's game was just it was annoying. Like it's just like we talked about it early. It's just the way they lost is
Yeah.
what is
Yeah.
frustrating.
It's not getting the loss; it's how you lose. And like
Yes.
that's been my whole problem this last couple weeks.
Hmm.
Like it's the manner in which they're losing. Like,
Yeah.
why are you throwing a meatball when it's 3-1 count? Like, why? Like I don't get it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. Like there were so many times today where I was just like, don't know if I would have done that. Like, and just Taiwan just stinks.
I don't want to waste my breath on him, man. You can go
Dude,
ahead
he
and say whatever you got to
stinks.
say. I
He's so bad. We're trotting him out there for $18 million a year.
yeah.
How long is this going to go on?
You know what? All right, here I am. I'm going to waste my breath. But the thing that makes me mad, and it's like he goes out there, and yes, I've seen bad pitching before in
Yeah,
baseball,
of
especially on the
course.
Phillies. But like, my goodness, he gives you absolutely no type of like hope that he's going to turn it around or get things to be better. Like, yeah, he'll
No.
have like a real like glimpse, like 1, 2, 3 inning, get out of it, whatever, blah
Yeah,
blah
yeah.
blah.
And then he'll go to pick somebody off and throw it all the way to the net.
Ye
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, and they were talking about it on the radio broadcast, like his splitter, like they're like, "Oh, it's his bread and butter." But the splitter is nowhere near like it's hitting the dirt every
Yeah.
time, and the hitters are not falling for it. They're
No.
not falling for your splitter, bro. Like it's
No.
not working. I
Yeah,
don't
give it
know.
up. Give it up.
Like I mean, like not to give it up, but just like go to something else. You got to have other arsenal in your rotation. It's like, come on now.
He got cooked by the Marlins, and he makes more than their entire roster.
Unbelievable, man.
Like, think about
Unbelievable. If you
that.
actually think about it.
Yeah, I know. It's
I
crazy,
mean,
isn't it?
I feel bad for people who had to go watch the game today in person.
Yeah.
That was, it's just like,
Dude, it's like
dude.
every Sunday he's pitching. It's just like, what are we
It's
doing?
like- well, like, and people in the comments are talking about it, it's like, at one point, like, forget about the money that you're paying him. Like, you can't keep trotting him out there every fifth game if he's
Yeah,
gonna
but you
keep.
can't forget about it. That's the
I
problem.
understand, but who cares? Just
No, dude, I totally agree. I'm just saying, like, they're never gonna forget about it.
no, I know it's unfortunate
So, like,
because
those people, those keyboard warriors, it's just not gonna work.
yeah, they're not just yeah. Well,
I say keyboard warriors, like I'm not one of them. It's fine. It is what it is.
but like all that stuff he was talking in the off season about not
Dude,
pitching in
dude,
October, and it's like, dude,
dude.
it's
He
like,
can't make a postseason roster, right?
I hope not,
He can't.
but he's probably going to.
No, he's not. He stinks.
Okay, listen. I sure hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Trust
so
me.
do I.
But I don't know. The chances right now, I could just feel like something like just
Dude,
like,
there's
oh,
no
he's gonna.
way. There's no way. It'd be malpractice.
Like it's like Thompson's like like, you know, like, oh, like, you know,
Dude. All
I
right, we're gonna
saw.
get into something now. So Sosa gets a leadoff single.
Yeah.
Now, coming up to the plate is Cal Stevenson, who just got up from the minors, who is already batting above Garrett Stubbs. Now let's start there.
Okay.
Why are you not pinch hitting Bryce Harper? Doesn't make sense to me. Because the thing is, you pinch hit Bryce Harper, right?
Mm-hmm.
He at least hit a double. Sosa's probably scoring.
Yeah.
If you have to end up going back out on defense, you can easily put Weston Wilson there. Because all you have to do is preserve.
Yeah.
Well, then Cal Stevenson grounds into a double play. So him and Sosa bases are clear. It's like, okay, great. Maybe should have pinch hit for him, whatever. Stubbs comes to the plate. And it's just like JT is just like somehow Terrell Thompson just doesn't exist. I mean, what are we doing? And then he grounds out to first base for the last out of the game, and that's that. We wave the white flag. You might as well put a Jose Ruiz in the game. And that's the thing too, because I was listening to a lot of people post game. How are you going to aggressively manage the bullpen to put arguably your best relievers in Strom, Hoffman, Alvarado? How are you going to put them in the game?
Yeah.
But you're not going to put in your two guys that you're resting because you want them to get a day off their feet when tomorrow is a day off.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to giving guys days off. But when you're down the stretch here, you're trying to win the division, you're trying to really lock it up.
Yeah.
That's not the time. That's not the time to just be like, I'm not putting him in under any circumstance. Barring injury, I'm not putting him in under any circumstance.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Have a better feel. Again, I made the joke earlier. It's malpractice. It's true. But it is.
Yeah.
How are you going to look at a $300 million player in Bryce Harper sitting on your bench and go, take it easy, buddy. It's fine. We're all good over here.
Yeah.
Now, Cal, go ahead. Are you kidding? Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, obviously, I didn't agree with it either. I would have liked to see a pinch hit there. And like, you know, Thompson in post game, they obviously asked him the question. And he just said to him, he's like, I wanted to give them a full rest day. He's like, once I tell him, hey, you're not playing today, it's full rest day. But it's like, and I tweeted out after the game, I said, listen, it would have been, I was glad they took 3 out of 4, but it really would have been nice to get a sweep and have a good, like, who knows what would have happened, like if we did get a walk-off or something like that and bring that momentum into the next series against Atlanta. Like, it's like, I understand, like you said, like it's cool that you want to give them the break. I understand that, but do that after we wrap up the division. We're about to go into October.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, come on now.
And like somebody, so to counter it, somebody made a good point, and I bookmarked this tweet.
Okay.
right before we started. I didn't even tell. We were on the phone when I saw this, and I didn't want to tell you about it because I wanted to catch you off guard.
Sounds good.
Somebody said, Michael Barkant said, Thompson, I'm giving you a full day's rest thinking long term. That was the quote.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody made a good point and said, Snicker plays his guys every day, and look at what happens to them. Thompson rests his guys up. Remember, Real Muto and Harper are playing every game in October. October matters more than these 162. Think more long term than short term. Now, that's a fair point.
It is a fair point.
But that's a multiple sample size of seasons.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Acuna tore his ACL, unfortunately, again this year.
Yeah.
Last time he did it was 2021. Like, it's not like it's a season-ending injury every year for all their top stars.
No, yeah.
It's nothing that anybody else isn't dealing with.
Yeah.
So, like, to me, it's just, I get that point because it is true.
Yeah.
The Phillies have had, and knock on wood, the Phillies have had fantastic luck as far as health in the playoffs. But, like, my God. This situation happens, once or twice a year? Is the one at bat really going to kill Harper's legs? These guys are competitors. They want to play. They want to play.
I mean,
that's what bothers me the most. They've been playing this game their whole life. And Rob's just like, no.
Yeah.
They're not playing today. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, obviously, like, and I have to say, we'll move on and, like, forget about it, whatever.
Yeah,
but, like, it's just like I said, momentum would have been nice. And, you think about it long term, like, we're fighting for, not just the division here, but we're fighting for the 1 seed because we don't want to be playing wild card weekend, to be honest with you. I don't want to. And listen, I don't want to hear anything about the whole, like, the break, the first week, whatever, going into divisional round. I'm not worried about that with this team.
Me neither.
To be honest,
we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm not
exactly. And that's the thing. I want the 1 seed, and that's the thing. I want us to win games. I want us to win these games. That's why it's like, yes, it's great that we got 3 out of 4, but it's like against a team like the Nationals, I want to win those games. I want to get the sweep. I want to see that. I want to see momentum build,
especially on a bounce back.
Exactly. Especially how couple weeks before that were going. Like, it just
splitting with the Marlins. It's like, or with the with the Marlins, it's like you have to sweep the Nationals.
Exactly.
I get it.
And listen, it is what it is. I mean, is it worrisome, these decisions that he makes? I mean, yes. And I mean, hopefully he doesn't make those type of decisions in October, which I don't think he will.
No, me neither.
But like that's the thing, we understand both sides of it. And yes, that person did make a good point. But at the same time, we need to win games right now. We need to. We cannot have any, God forbid, any type of, collapse or anything like that. I don't need that happening. I don't want to be a part of that, to be honest with you. I don't think my mental health could, like, handle that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and listen, this series going into Atlanta, like, this is a huge series right here.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody understand. Like, this is a huge series right now. Like, this is like, you need to be in front of the TV to watch it.
It's not even that people don't realize that it's a big series. People don't realize that the momentum, like, that we needed the momentum that bad.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, oh, we came in winning 3 or 4. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because we beat the Dodgers 2 out of 3 and then continue to crap ourselves. So it's like,
yeah.
What does that really mean?
Listen, I feel like every game matters, man. Especially down from here on out. Yeah. Every game matters right now. And about seeding and stuff like that, what we get in the playoffs, it just matters, man. It does.
Yeah.
So, do you need a new Philly sports t-shirt? Want to rep more Phillies apparel? Philly Goat is your way to go, and you can use the code BTBPOD for 10% off your next order. Beyond the Bank is proud to be an affiliate with Philly Goat. As always, go Phils.
And with that, we are going to transfer into Pete's picks. What do you got for this week?
All right, so we have the day off tomorrow, which is good, I think, for everybody, to be honest with you. And then we go into Atlanta on Tuesday for a 3-game series, which it's, I would say, probably one of the most important series of the year, especially at this point of the season. We got Zach Wheeler on the mound, and I think they said it may be Ronaldo Lopez for them. Not 100% sure if that's confirmed yet, but I saw something about it. And then we have also Nola going Wednesday, and then I think possibly on Thursday it might be Sanchez. They're going to see how he's feeling, especially after the last performance.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think we do take 2 out of 3. I believe that this team will be locked in going into Atlanta. We've struggled against them this year. Obviously they're going to play us very tough, division opponent, all that.
Right.
But I just think this time, like this team understands the circumstances going into this series.
Yes.
And, especially going off with Wheeler and Nola to start the first two games is pretty good for us. We're pretty lucky to be able to do that.
It's
going
almost
into
like a dry run of a playoff.
It is. No, it absolutely is. And I just think this team will be locked in. And if we just take 2 out of 3, I'll take that. Listen, a sweep would be insane. But the Braves are still a good team, and they're still going to play us tough. So
they still got guys like Ozuna and Matt Olson and all those guys. They got all of them.
Exactly.
Michael Harris is back for the last week or two.
Yep. So we'll see. And then Kansas City, we go into Kansas City on Friday for a 3-game series. Kansas City's a really good young team.
They're playing some good ball, man.
They are. They're scary. And we're going into Kansas City, so I don't know what to expect. But to be honest with you, though, I will also say we take 2 out of 3 here. They'll play us tough, but like I said, I trust this team right now. Even after all that stuff we went through the last month or so, it's just feel like they know when it gets to this point of the season, it's really time to start locking in. You know what I'm saying? And going into September and just trying to finish the job and stuff like that. So I just feel like, we'll take 2 out of 3 for each of these series coming up.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I wouldn't be shocked if we dropped 2 to the Royals.
Nah, yeah, me
because
neither.
we haven't seen them this year yet. They're, like we said, they're a good young team.
Yep.
And I mean, we can't win them all. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I look at it. I just try and be. It's the Philly in me. I got to be pessimistic a little bit.
A little bit. It's just the Atlanta series that we really need to lock in. That is. I will be in front of the TV every game. Will not be missing a second. Yep. I'm sorry. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah.
I just can't miss any. So it's not happening. But so let's lock in here, man. This is it's gonna be a tough stretch, man. This is gonna be and I mean then Houston comes into town next week, and we'll talk about that next episode more. It's just and then Atlanta's back at home with us. It's just need to lock in here, man. Need to make good decisions, need to be consistent.
Yeah.
And we'll be all right.
It's really annoying that we play our division so close to the end of the year. So
I know.
It's just annoying, but whatever.
We got the Mets again too. God.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't lie with you. I thought about it today, and I was gonna ask you: is it bad that I'm just thinking of October? Like it's just I know I need to relax. I need to
I've been
chill.
thinking of October since May. So
no, I know it's bad.
It's those moments that you're just like, I need to be here.
I saw a case of beer today at work that said Oktoberfest, and I just instantly started thinking of Red October. I don't know why. I'm dead serious. I have a problem or something. And when people ask me to do things in October, I'm giving a look. I'm like, you do realize what's in October, right?
Those playoff schedules didn't come out yet.
They did
now, but
they're out now. But we don't know when the Phillies are playing. But just I'm I'll let you know. I'll see what happens. And you gotta let work know too. I need these days off. Yep. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
And guess what? You gotta prepare the others because I'm not gonna be here.
Yeah.
Paid or not paid, I will not be here. You know what I'm saying?
I will be at Citizens Bank Park. That's where I will be. So it's just, I don't know. I'm excited right now. Like I said, I trust this team, and it's just
gonna be interesting.
It's getting closer, man. Season's almost coming to the end. It's another month or so, and I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, but
it is.
We'll see what happens. But per usual, I didn't forget this time. Audio listeners, make sure to hit that download button. Make sure to rate us. We'd really appreciate if you guys did that. It's really easy. I think on Spotify you click one button and you swipe down on Apple and there's some stars over there. Make sure to rate us. We'd really appreciate it. Let us know how we're doing. YouTube, as always, subscribe if you haven't so far. Like, comment, let us know how we did. Make sure to keep up on the social media accounts. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, X, all that type of stuff. Or should I say TikTok? I forgot to put TikTok in, but all that type of stuff. So we really appreciate it. Exactly.
All right, go Phils.
Go Phils. We're out of here. Peace.